Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Factorio. My name, of course, is Oda Potato. It's Rails, not robots. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, what have we got planned today? Well, we are going to be progressing with a little bit more of this Tech 1, Science Pack 1 research, whatever you want to call it. We've researched military. Damn yeah, we have. You know what? I feel like optics is probably next on the agenda. Because, in fact, no. Optics is not next on the agenda. I did say in the last episode that steel processing was going to be next on the list of things to do. And so, without further ado, let us do it. Good. Yeah, great. Woo. Go me. Yeah. Woo. Totally. Anyway, shouldn't be too much of an issue to get steel processing all set up. I mean, we could do with some steel, actually, to be honest. We could do with some steel, and that's something that we very well might initiate. We might initiate the steel prerogative, or the steel initiative, or the steel something or other. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of fancy names for steel processing, steel refinery, or steel refinement, should I say. But hey-ho, I've got nothing as is. What are we going to go for? What are we going to do with our whole production? In all honesty, it's probably worth setting up a couple more of these things so we can actually get a good supply of iron and copper set up. So I'm just thinking, like, where would be the best place to put a copper processing one of those? Because, you know, not at the moment, we don't really need that much copper, but we will fairly soon start to be a little bit more reliant on copper. So yeah, I'm thinking that probably down here somewhere is probably the best place to do it. I mean, obviously we've got that copper patch over there that is sort of eating into the lake, you know, that one there, and that's gonna do for a while. And, you know, all of the patches that we've got around for now will do. I mean, they're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. But obviously, as we get further afield, we are going to be we're going to have to be relying on trains to bring us in our copper, which is exactly what I plan to do. Without a shadow of a doubt, trains are probably the coolest aspect in all of Factorio. And I know that is some assertion right there. But it's true. It is absolutely true. Okay, we can see that that boiler is actually out of power, or out of juice, should we say. There we go. Let's fill everybody up, make sure that they're all tippity top-notch condition. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just talking to you while I am clearing up some of the trees from the surrounding area. Now, why on earth would I do that? Well, it is because we are going to try and... Oh, fantastic, just on time. We are going to try and build our very own copper processing plant, so to speak. And fingers crossed that goes a-okay. I think it'll go fine. If I'm honest. I mean, all we need to do is replicate this sort of build, and we should be absolutely smashing. It should be absolutely spiffing, old chap. Should be just fine and dandy. Alright. Because we do want a lot more copper than we've currently got. I mean, we don't have nearly enough copper, I'm afraid. And it'll be good to set up a central bus system sooner rather than later, just so that we can be on top of that that whole thing. Let us try and use this space as efficiently as possible. Something like that. Something like that. And let us get rid of all of this because we don't actually need it. Okay. And then we shall place this down. Now, I know this will wear down you know, this little area of copper, but that's okay because this area of copper is probably not that that important, so to speak. So I'm fine wearing this area away. Now let us get some optics, because I know it's difficult to see in the dark on YouTube. I appreciate that. I understand fully, and I am working to resolve that, but until I have the proper tech to do so, I cannot, I'm afraid. Alright, so on either side of this, we'll just have a similar setup to what we've got going on here. What we probably want to do, actually, is we want to do something like this, I guess. And then do something like that. and then have coal come down onto this belt and meet up with that, which is actually the reason that I built a splitter. I'm just going to put a splitter in there. I'm going to get some underground belt set up. Cancel you. Build me an underground railway, even though it doesn't really make that much of a difference. An underground railway. What the hell? Why would I want an underground railway? I do not have the capability for an underground railway. Yet. Ever, actually. I will never have the capability for an underground railway, if we're honest with each other, which we are being. That's a shame, isn't it? That's a real shame. More pylons. Come on, come on, come on. I always do that. I always build buildings, like bundles of 5 to make sure that I've got enough for the next time I need them. But it's always stupid because it always takes a long, long time for me to actually, you know, build 5. Okay, we've got some optics. That means we can get some lamps up and running fairly soon. We're also going to get a radar because we need one. And we're going to start getting some materials for some furnaces together. You guys can go in there like that. I am planning one day... Oh. Did we have a little fight over there? That's okay, that's fine. I am planning one day on replacing these 2 burner mining drills with actual coal mines, so to speak, but not for now. We don't need to worry about that. That is actual coal mines. What am I talking about? Actual electric mines. You know, I'm not worried about that. Oh my goodness, look at the speed. The speed that they go at is just radical. So fast. So how many furnaces does that leave me? 1, 2, 3 more should be just fine. Also, we're going to need a butt ton of inserters. Inserters are one of those things that we need to start thinking about making, like, properly. So, put you in there? No, I'll just put you in here. Not in there. In there, like that. Oh, there we go, thank you. Yeah, so we're going to have to start thinking about making inserters industrially, so to speak. And in all honesty, that is something that I do not have an issue with. That's going to go there, that's going to go there, that's going to go there. That's going to go there, and that's going to go there. 5 more to place. Can I do it? Yes, I can, as Bob the Builder says. Oh, no, that was Obama, didn't he? No, Bob the Builder... In fact, no, both Bob the Builder and Obama both said, yes, we can. I mean, Bob the Builder, yes, we can. Scoop, yeah, you know, that sort of song. I'm not going to sing it now, because otherwise I'm gonna look like an idiot on the internet forever. But... Obama, you know, he had that whole thing of yes we can as well. So I don't know what the hell that is about. I mean, that's some Illuminati bullshit right there if ever I saw it. I mean, that is proper Illuminati. I picked up that one piece of iron ore, didn't I? Oh, goodness gracious me. What an idiot I am. What an idiot I am. Well, anyway, this is a significant investment in our copper refining process. That's for darn sure. We're going to need a lot more belt than that, I'm afraid. Yeah, so very, very happy with this, actually. And it should be absolutely perfect for what we need it for. Okay, I have no idea why we're going to have only copper coming down one side of the belt. I don't really know, but hey-ho, it's going to happen. And do we actually need anything? Do we need copper for anything right now? No, not really. In fact, you know what? No. Let's be sensible about this, right? Let's turn this belt the right way around. And let's turn this belt the right way around as well. And let's prepare to set up some sort of an underground bus system. An underground bus system? What am I talking about? A central bus system that just goes through this. Now, this is going to require a lot of tree cutting down, but, you know, fingers crossed I'll be able to do that off camera, where you guys won't have to watch the tedium. But yeah, no, if I turn these guys around and I turn that around, and if we eventually get rid of this iron patch and we feed the iron in from the top, then we could quite conceivably have a main bus that runs directly through there, I guess. I mean, why the hell not? Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Was that... I don't know who said that, but somebody said it. Some wise person once said it. Probably. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on it. Maybe I'm the first wise person to say that. Or maybe I'm just the first person to say that, because I sure as heck ain't wise. I know, what a shame, right? Anyway, let's get some copper, boys. Let's get some copper, boys. Okay. Lots more underground belt, because why the hell not? And let's get you coming up there. Let's get you coming up there. That didn't even need to be underground, but Okay, and it wasn't even even. Great. Cool story. Great story. Yeah. Let's get you coming up a little bit. And then come up a little bit more, I guess. And we try and get you nice and central. Something like this, I would suggest. Not the worst thing in the world. But you know what we could do that would make this just a little bit better? That could go like that. That could go like that. And then... That was a mistake. I'm sorry. Don't punish me. There we go. Something like that. And then you can just connect up like so. And we should have a roughly even distribution of copper on both sides. Fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, that's looking good. That's looking really very, very good, actually. And, you know, that is the first component of our bus. You know, our central bus, which is apparently a thing that works. I mean, it's seemed to work for me most of the time. And now we're running out of electricity. So this is very, very bad, actually. What's the problem with our electricity right now? Are we using all 3 boilers? Looks like we're using all 3 boilers. Well... Perhaps we need 5 more boilers and 2 more steam engines. Will that help? Yeah, the entire base is going to be plunged into darkness now. I'm well aware of this. There we go. Also, I'm not completely unaware to the fact that we do actually need a way to supply this this engine area without constantly coming back and filling it up, because that is a massive pain in the backside and very unsustainable in the future. There we go, but that should be fine. Everybody else is good? I thought I filled everybody up, like I specifically made sure I did. Oh well, whatever. It's going to be a pain in the butt for a little bit longer. Also, can we get some lights down here, because I heard the people in YouTube land can't see shit. So let's get on that right now. Anyway, we've got a butt ton of copper, which is lovely to see. And you know what we can actually do? We could actually just reverse this straight away and set up the central bit for iron, the central bus bit for iron. That would be actually a remarkably crazily awesome idea, which is surprising because I don't have these remarkably crazy awesome ideas very often. In fact, I would say not at all do I have any crazy, radical, daft ideas. I mean, they're few and far between. What do we want it to do? Something like that. And something like that. And then something like that, perhaps. I mean, that works just fine. We've got a little bit of a space there, but meh, I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. I'm not really that bothered in the slightest. And eventually we can move all of our proper production to this area over here, which is probably what I intend to do. Also, let's place down some lights. Let's try and place them down in somewhat of an organized fashion. But I'm afraid organized, I like to think of myself as organized, but fashion, nah, just not a huge fashion dude. How are we doing for electricity? Yeah, we got a shit ton of electricity. We shouldn't be worried about electricity for a long time. Well, I say a long time. Maybe about 15 minutes or so. No, I joke. Fingers crossed we won't be super reliant on that. Anyway, we need to start thinking about getting electronic circuit production set up. We need to start thinking about getting gear production set up. We also need to make sure that we get walls, because walls will mean that we can fight back the aliens effectively. And if there's anything I want to do, it's fight back the aliens effectively and build a nuclear missile silo at the very end of the game. That is my damnedest intention, without a shadow of a doubt. You guys stop mining again. Oh, goodness sake. I hate it when this happens. I absolutely hate it. Because they are a fantastic way to get coal, but if you don't look after them, if you don't babysit them, then there are problems. There are very much problems. Let's take this away. Let's take this away. This away. This away. And how much? Oh, wow. We got a shit ton of ammo. That's really good to see. We can go and top up our ammo just a smidgen. We don't really need to go for any fancy ammo setups or whatever quite yet. Or fancy turret setup, should I say, quite yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to that eventually. Let's upgrade this chest to an iron chest, actually. So that I just don't have to keep on coming back to it and looking at it. I mean, it's a lot of stone, but I don't think I'm ever going to use all of this stone on person. I say ever, but I mean in the immediate future. I'm not going to use the stone in the immediate future straight away. Alright, good. So this is a fantastic start to our central bus. Let's start drawing from it almost immediately. We are going to need to make the red circuit production area, and for red circuits we are going to need just copper plates and iron gears. Red circuit production area is going to be somewhere up here, because we are probably going to need an area to expand this. We're going to need to set up multiple iron refineries. Isn't that just an exciting thought? I think that's a very exciting thought indeed. But at the same time, I don't want to go into the tree line too much, so hey-ho. Also, I'm thinking for future reasons, I think we should keep this area free so that we can actually put a massive train station in there or something that will eventually feed the producing end of the belt. Now, I've sort of got this mental picture, right? And this mental picture sort of says to me, hey, we want to have raw materials transferred into plates and steel and whatnot at this end of the factory, in this area. We want to have a train that delivers a whole bunch of materials over here, and then it just feeds them onto the belt in the places that they're supposed to go. And in my mind, that sort of seems like it could be viable. Now, I don't know if it is, but I want it to be. I want it to be a lot. But I don't know if it is. Fingers crossed it is. Let's split that off there, and we're going to need way more transport belt. I was wondering, where the hell is all this iron plate? Like, where the hell is all my iron plate that was in my inventory? And, well, oh shit, it's on the belt now. That's great. That's perfect. I will take some of this. In fact, I'll take the entire bloody chest, because I'm a greedy bastard like that, and I need it, unfortunately. And we're also going to build another splitter as soon as we get some more copper, which we can easily do because we're right next to a copper belt. That's the way that things work around here. Okay. There we go. Something like that. And now we just need to turn it into iron gears. Turning it into iron gears should be a simple matter of getting a few of these bad boys down. What do we want to do? Do we want to do some sort of fancy, complicated setup? I think 6 is probably a good number, in all honesty. So if we put 3 here, and that goes into a few red flask makers. I'm sort of mentally prepping it out, and that sort of slows my conversation ability down, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the best way to set up this whole shenanigan thingamabobber, because there must be an optimal way to do it. But of course, me being Orbital Potato, I have no idea what the optimal way is. I only know the way that I think it would work, and I suppose it could work in almost any darned way you please, but it's gonna work my way. You know, as Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. And I know there will be people out there who are shouting at the screen and saying, hey, this guy knows absolutely fuck all about Factorio. We can't make any optimal layouts or whatever. You know what? To that I say, it's not about making optimal layouts. It's about making fun layouts that you can be proud of, and you can say, hey, I did that. I made that. I'm proud of that. Just chopping down a couple trees now, but that's by the by, so to speak. Our axe literally just ran out. Fuck. And also we need a steel axe. That's something that we're going to need to do very, very shortly indeed. So we got a butt ton of these things. My sort of idea was... Oh, that's a bit too close. In fact, no, it's not really, actually. It should be alright. In fact, no, we don't really need a setup like that, because we're not going to need more cogs than we're going to need factories. We're not going to need more cogs than we're going to need red flask production factories. So perhaps something like this, and then I'm just thinking, like, what can we do that's sort of a little bit crazy? Like, what can we do that would stir up the pot of bacon? What could we do? Something like that, perhaps? I mean, little like cells, or little cells of units. So, for example, if we had this crafting iron gears in the middle, and then we just had a bunch of inserters, just going there, 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 and there. That would have to be moved across by one, obviously, but hey ho. I think that might actually work. Or is it just like better to put gears on belt? I don't really know. I guess we'll sort of try this way out for a little bit and see if it works. I mean, if it doesn't work, then we've got the opportunity to just like go straight back to sticking gears on belts. But maybe it would be easier to stick gears on belts. I think it would be easier to stick gears on belts purely because of the layout. Like, we'd have to have 2 inputs and 2 outputs into each flask machine, and that would be a little bit complicated and a bit disastrous probably. So let's just preempt that disaster and stick down a couple of these bad boys who are going to be making us some very, very high quality gears. And they really shouldn't draw that many resources from the belt at all, but you know what, that's fine. Fine if they do, fine if they don't. Doesn't really make a difference. And we can probably afford to stick down one more measly gear production assembly machine. There we go. Will it work? It should. I mean, physically there's nothing wrong with it, apart from the fact that we don't have any power. But apart from that, it should be absolutely fine. And it's taking, yeah, literally like no resources from the belt at all. So that's kind of nice. So you, and you, okay, you are going to be feeding on to the right side of the belt, okay? You can be feeding onto the, no, yeah, the right side of the belt. And then everybody else is... No, let me think about this. I want to make sure that we get the balance just right. In fact, no. We probably don't want to get the balance just right, actually. Okay. New plan. Let's just stick the gears on the... Oh, God, there's a fight going on at the map. That's fine. I can just about handle that. Okay. I'm just thinking, like, what's the best way to do this? Probably the best way, in fairness, is just to do the standard... Copper on one side, gears on the other. But that doesn't make this very scalable. That really doesn't make this very scalable. But I suppose we can just optimize this by speeding up the belt. I guess that's a way we could do it. That's the way that we can increase throughput. You know, and this is going to give us a lot of capacity. This is going to give us the opportunity to make a literal shit ton of these pesky red flasks. Okay, that can go like that. Close the gap up. There we go. Perfect. That's not really what I wanted to happen, I'm afraid. That's actually not what I wanted to happen at all. Let's just re-analyze the situation there for a second. Probably a bit of underground belts. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we just need to get it going on to... Just need to get it going like that. And then a little bit of underground belt here. That should suit our needs just perfectly, and that can come out there. Perfect. All right, now we're talking. This is top-notch progress that we're making right here. What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to curve this belt just around like so. Curve it around like that. Because there's no other materials on this belt there's no materials in the central bus quite yet, I feel okay doing this. Although I'll leave this line free just in case we want to add steel in here, but we can always add steel like below it should we ever need to. And then with a butt ton of these assembly machines, we should be able to... I thought we'd get a few more than that in. Yeah, let's try and get a few more than that in just to make it so that it works. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will actually be continuing with this in the next episode, because for now, my name, of course, is Over the Potato. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I hope you tune in next time for some more Rails, Not Robots. Until then, bye.